Let's talk about why adult content hijacks your brain and the exact science-backed steps to take your control back right now. You might think this is just a bad habit. You might think you just have weak willpower and need to try harder, but you are wrong. It is a full chemical hijack happening inside your head. Every single time you open a new tab, your brain floods with a heavy chemical called dopamine. Dopamine is the gotta have it messenger inside your brain. It is the chemical of desire. Normally, it rewards you for healthy survival things. Eating a good meal gives you a little dopamine. Drinking water when you are thirsty gives you a little dopamine. Finding a real, loving partner gives you dopamine. It gives you a spike of joy, so you keep doing those things to survive. But modern screens are not natural. They give you a massive, unnatural, exploding dose of dopamine. It is like pointing a high-pressure fire hose at a tiny teacup. Your brain simply cannot handle this extreme flood of chemicals. Because the flood is so huge, your brain tries to protect itself. It actually turns down your dopamine receptors. It makes them numb to handle the blast. Now, normal things like a sunny day, a good joke, or a real conversation feel totally boring. You feel numb to regular life. Soon, your numb brain demands more extreme, shocking, or darker content just to feel a tiny bit normal. You are chasing a ghost. Scientists also found that a protein called delta phos B builds up in your brain during this cycle. This protein acts like a physical switch. It locks the addiction into your brain's deep memory. It makes the craving feel permanent. So your brain chemicals are actively working against you. But dopamine is only half the scary story. Wait until you see what this daily habit actually, physically, does to the literal shape of your brain. Let's talk about actual brain shrinkage. Yes, you heard that right. Watching too much of this content literally changes the shape, size, and health of your brain. Scientists have a big medical term for this exact damage. They call it cortical hypoprontality. It sounds very complicated, but it is a simple, scary problem. The front part of your brain, right behind your forehead, is your prefrontal cortex. Think of this area as your control center. It is the boss of your brain. It helps you make good long-term choices. It helps you plan for the future. And most importantly, it acts as the heavy brakes when you are about to do something bad for you. But heavy screen use damages this exact area. Brain scans show that heavy users actually have less gray matter in their control center. The boss of your brain goes to sleep. Your control center literally shrinks. This means the exact part of your brain you desperately need to help you quit gets weaker every single day you watch. You are trying to stop a speeding car, but your brakes are completely broken. You know you should stop. You want to stop. But the physical hardware in your head cannot send the stop signal quickly anymore. Your foot is glued to the gas pedal, and the steering wheel is locked. You lose your impulse control. This is why you say never again in the morning, but fail again by the night. So your brakes are broken and your dopamine is completely out of balance. But why is the internet version of this habit so much worse than anything else in human history? Why is it so much harder to quit than other bad habits? It all comes down to a primal instinct and 3 little letters. In the past, human beings rarely faced this problem. Today, it lives right in your pocket 24 hours a day. Psychologists call the internet the AAA engine: accessible, affordable, and anonymous. You can find millions of high-definition videos for free. You can do it in absolute secret behind a locked door. You can do it in 2 seconds flat. But the real danger happens when you combine the AAA engine with something called the Coolidge effect. The Coolidge effect is a hardwired primal trick deep in your brain. In nature, male animals lose interest in the same mate over time. But if a brand new mate appears, their energy and drive instantly shoot back up to the maximum level. Your ancient brain is hardwired to crave endless new novelty to keep the species alive. The internet weaponizes this ancient trick against you. Every single time you click a new video or open a new picture, your brain thinks you have found a brand new mate. It gives you another massive dopamine spike. You open 10 tabs and you get 10 massive spikes. Your brain truly thinks you are an ancient king with endless partners. It completely tricks your ancient biology. You are not weak. You are fighting a billion-dollar system designed by genius computer engineers. They use your primal nature to keep you clicking forever. They want your attention, and they use your biology to steal it. But even with endless choices and perfect engineering, the real reason you keep going back is usually hiding right beneath the surface. It is not about the videos at all. Let's look at the hidden pain you are actually trying to escape. Think very carefully about the last time you felt the absolute strongest urge to watch. Were you incredibly happy, successful, and full of energy? Probably not. Most people do not watch this content just because they have a high drive. They watch it because they are deeply stressed out. They watch it because they feel lonely, tired, anxious, bored, or just plain sad. Psychologists use the word HALT, hungry, angry, lonely, tired. When you feel these things, you are weak. The screen becomes a fast, cheap way to numb your emotional pain. It acts as an instant escape hatch from a really tough day. When real life feels too heavy, too boring, or too painful, your brain begs for a quick, guaranteed comfort fix. You use the screen like a drug to kill the pain of real life. You are not a broken person. You are just a normal human being using a broken tool to fix your emotional wounds. Every time you feel bad, your brain remembers the quick fix. It builds a superhighway in your mind between "I feel sad" and "I need to click." Once you clearly see this emotional pattern, you instantly take your power back. You realize the urge is not a biological need. The urge is just a cry for comfort. You just want to feel okay. But there is one final silent trap that makes it almost impossible to finally walk away. It is the cruelest trick of all. It involves the exact same powerful chemicals meant for true, real-life love. Let's uncover how you are accidentally bonding with a piece of glass. When human beings connect deeply in real life, the brain releases powerful binding chemicals. The most famous ones are called oxytocin and vasopressin. Scientists call oxytocin the cuddle hormone, or the superglue of the brain. These chemicals make you feel incredibly close, safe, and deeply attached to a real, living partner. They build deep trust. They build real love. They make you want to stay with someone forever. But here's the tragic flaw in human biology. Your brain cannot tell the difference between a real, breathing person and glowing, moving pixels on a mobile screen. Your brain reacts the exact same way to both. When you spend hours watching adult content, your brain still pumps out this emotional superglue. But instead of bonding with a person who loves you back, you bond with a cold screen. You attach your deepest feelings of connection to a website. This is why you feel so incredibly empty, drained, and alone afterward. A screen cannot hold you. A screen cannot love you back. You pour your heart and your bonding chemicals into a black hole. You give away your ability to connect with real humans, one click at a time. So now you know the 5 heavy chains keeping you trapped. The dopamine crash, the broken brakes, the endless novelty, the emotional escape, and the false bond. You know exactly how the trap works. Now, how do you smash the cage? Let's rebuild your brain step by step. The very best news is that your brain is incredibly flexible. It is like plastic. It can fully heal. Science calls this superpower neuroplasticity. Your brain can completely rewire itself. But if you just try to rely on raw willpower today, you will fail. Remember, your control center, your brakes, are weak right now. You need a rock-solid, real-world plan. You cannot just wish the urge away. You have to actively starve the bad pathways and feed the good ones. You have to train your brain like a muscle. Here's the exact blueprint to quit and heal. First, you absolutely must kill the easy access. Install strong blockers on your phone and your computer. Do not trust your tired willpower at 2 in the morning. Put a tall wall between you and the content. Second, start tracking your emotional triggers. Notice exactly when you feel lonely, angry, or stressed. Write it down in a journal instead of clicking. Once you write it down, the urge loses half its power. Third, replace the habit entirely. You have a massive amount of trapped energy right now. Go to the gym, lift heavy weights, build a project, or read a hard book. Force your dopamine to find a healthy, challenging way to shine. Finally, talk to someone. Shame only grows in the deep dark dark. Finding a therapist, joining a safe support group, or telling a trusted friend brings your secret out into the light. Once it is in the light, it loses all its dark power over you. You can completely rewire your mind. It takes time, patience, and failing a few times. But every single day you resist, the old pathways die, and your brain gets physically stronger. You get your real life back.